All right, everybody. Some daily trash from the Daily Mail UK. Exclusive inside Joe Exotic's seedy sex den, where jailed zoo owner would film sex videos, use drugs, engage in bestiality, and pierce men's genitals, as it now sits abandoned after employees trashed it. Here are the main points. Joe Exotic's seedy den sits abandoned after his employees trashed it. While celebrating his departure from the zoo, Jeff Lowe, who is the current owner of the Greater Wynnewood Exotic Animal Park, revealed details of Joe's disturbing lifestyle. Living in a small two-bedroom bungalow, Joe and his husband, John Finlay, engaged in filming acts and using stuffed animals as sex toys. Lowe said after Joe fled the zoo in 2018 to get away from the FBI, he found at his house penis pumps in several different sizes, condoms, lube, you name it. There were hooks in the ceiling where Joe would affix a chair and film men having sex while swinging. Okay. He found thumb drives which were filled with several videos and pictures of Joe's husbands having a sex act performed on him by other men. Okay. Lowe said he allowed some horses from the zoo to board in there during the winter months after letting employees trash it. So he let the horses live in Joe's former sex bungalow. All right, all of this stuff is pretty seedy and salacious. All right, let's see what we got here. So I didn't get a chance to do a video on it. I succumbed to the pressure, the hype. I watched the thing. I thought it was garbage. I thought most of the people involved were garbage, including individuals named here. So I didn't get a video out talking about it. I may in the coming days ahead, but we'll go with this story for now. So we'll start with the second paragraph here. It says, the house still has some of the Tiger King star's clothing hanging in the closet, and dishes remain on the counter almost 2 years after Joe fled from the FBI, as old bills and employee files are strewn across the floor. Jeff Lowe, who is the current owner of the Greater Wynnewood Exotic Animal Park, revealed details of Joe's disturbing secret lifestyle, claiming Netflix hit docuseries failed to include twisted allegations of Joe engaging in bestiality with zoo animals. And I would push back on that a little bit and say Netflix, when I see them as a trash company, in the sense that if there were something they could put out there to kind of manipulate the story and get a greater audience interaction, greater buzz, I think they would do it. You would think they would do it, right? You would think they would do something like this, including it, to create more buzz and more drama for it. So I don't know about Jeff Lowe. I mean, he seems to be the same as the rest of them to me. Living in a small two-bedroom bungalow on the grounds, Joe engaged in filming acts, drug use, and using stuffed animals as sex toys. Joe is one creepy guy, Lowe said, explaining that after Joe fled the zoo in 2018, he let several of the employees to go into the home and trash it. I'd assume that they mean go into the home and trash it. Now let's look at some photos. Yum. Bottles everywhere. Is Gillum somewhere around in this photo? Oh yeah. We got Honcho Monthly and what I can't see what else that is. Ugh. Stacks of porn magazines, clothes. What is that, old record player right there? That's Jeff Lowe if you've watched the series. They hated him. They wanted to celebrate him never coming back, he added. Lowe said he and his wife Lauren suspected Joe was into kinky stuff, but figured to each his own, and that's true, of course. But one night when at Joe's house for dinner, they were sitting at the kitchen counter when another employee came up to them and said, do you know Joe pierces dicks there? Hopefully they've got some of those Clorox wipes and sanitized the heck out of that thing before they sat at the counter or ate anything off of the counter, had their food sitting there at all. Lowe said they were so disgusted they got up and left without eating a thing. They didn't step foot inside the house again until after Joe had left the zoo for good. Joe fled the zoo in the middle of the night in June 2018 after realizing he was the target of an FBI investigation. Lowe recalled Joe telling the zoo employees that if he died, not to let his mother go into the attic at his house, So Lowe figured he'd see what Joe had been hiding. When Joe left the zoo, the first place I headed to was Joe's house. I had to see what was up there, he said. So it looks like we've got some more photos here. There you go. Oh, look at this. Oh, yuck. The encyclopedia of everything nasty, it says. There's 3, but what's the sock for? Huh? Yikes. So you have this, but then, of course, then you have this down here. So a couple different, visuals for you. Per the what? Jeff alleges Joe would cut holes into stuffed animals to use them as sex. Oh, God. Joe would meet young men from Craig's, promise them money to come down. Let's meet and money. Okay. Lowe said he pulled down the stairs to the attic, and boxes of dildos, leather whips, chains, and bondage devices came crashing down to the floor. I don't know that he's trying to oversell this a little bit, because I doubt it. I doubt that this happened this way. It probably was up there. But if you pull down the stairs, or to put up the stairs to begin with, if you have ever had one of those houses that's had an attic, to close it, there can't be any stuff in the way. It would just fall already. So when you go to put the stairs down, stuff is clear, right? Gravity being what it is, stuff can't just magically float there. So when you pull the thing down and stuff falls, not believable. Now, if you went up there and the first thing you reached your arm at was a box of stuff, then I understand. So again, Jeff Lowe's still in the documentary mindset, trying to oversell stuff. There were hooks in the ceiling where Joe would affix a chair and filming men having sex while swinging. In filing cabinets, Lowe said he found pumps. We saw those. He found a handful of thumb drives, which were filled with several videos and pictures of Joe's husband, John Finlay, having a sex act performed on him by other men. However, Finlay appears bored in the videos, fixing a motorcycle helmet in his hands, smoking a cigarette, and flipping through magazines while Joe calls out to him, "What do you think, John? You don't like it today?" Lowe said he found emails of Joe finding men on Craig's and offering them money to come have sex with him and Finlay. One email subject was titled, "Would you pay to fuck me?" That's like the scene from, you know what I'm thinking of, the scene from Silence of the Lambs. "Would you do me? Or do me so hard." And there were several other emails in similar fashion, with Joe often leaving his number for the male prostitutes to call him at. Okay. Oh, more photos. Was that Rupert from Family Guy? Oh, this seems, I thought it's going to be funny. Lowe said he also found emails of Joe soliciting big black car every Tuesday or Thursday night out of Oklahoma City, offering the person anywhere from $300 to $400. Joe often used the N-word, probably with the hard R. He was a racist, but he had no problem hiring black guys for sex. That's an interesting dynamic, right? How you could be racist if he really was, and then hire black individuals to have sex with you. It's interesting, right? Lowe said he found several pictures of women's lingerie that Joe and Finlay would wear, but one of the more seedy activities Lowe said Joe and Finlay were involved in was using stuffed animals as sex toys, with holes cut in the mouth area and the back area of the stuffed animal. A former park security employee claimed to Lowe that Joe and John would dress up in lingerie and in the middle of the night bring goats, sheep, or llamas to their house and have, oh my God. To add injury to insult, Lowe said he allowed some horses from the zoo to board in there during the winter months after letting employees trash it. And I guess the funny thing, thinking about that, would be is they probably had already been in the house, if you're to believe the story about these animals being brought in for sexual purposes. The house still has some of Joe's clothing hanging in the closet, and dishes are still on the counter almost 2 years later. Old bills and employee files are strewn across the floor. Lowe said he plans on bulldozing the house to the ground soon because he wants to rid the zoo of any reminder of Joe Exotic. And I definitely think you should go ahead and plow that house down right now, if you get my drift. And so that wraps it up, everybody. It's not as long as I thought it was. Dun-dun-dun. No pun intended, I swear. There's tons of comments here, so I find this show stupid and disgusting. Don't know why it's so popular. I can smell that pit from here. Jesus Christ. Okay, so why does he feel the need to show this? Yada, yada, yada. Like I said, he's no different than the others, in my opinion, if you've watched the show. To me, they were all pretty much the same. Joe, Carol, Jeff, the other guy that had the place in, I think he was in Carolina or something like that. I mean, he seemed like a little more decent than the others, but they were all gross to me, all nasty. Just had to give that quick update for you guys. If you guys kind of, had some issues with what was going on and kind of having some disturbing visuals, like I said, here you go. Daily Mail always has this kind of stuff on it. So go ahead and give that a look for you individuals who need to straighten out a little bit there and kind of get your mind right after these bizarre visuals and these kind of strange things that you don't expect individuals to partake in. I mean, the bestiality stuff is like... The other stuff, I could care less about that. Individuals, do what you do within your own homes. It's all good, man. You do what you got to do. But the bestiality stuff, I mean, that's kind of like taking it too far. I just don't know what to say. In addition to this, I think I need to go take a look at some of that to kind of, like I said, get my mind right. But anyway, have any of you watched the show? Like I said, I fell into the hype trap. I watched the thing. The first couple episodes were kind of entertaining and goofy in a way, but as the season went on, I kind of felt that kind of like disgusting turn. Like, to me, they all just seem disgusting and shady to me. Every bit of it. And documentaries, I get what they are. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to create the hype, trying to tell the story in a way to make individuals talk about it, get the buzz going so more and more people watching. I totally get all of that from Netflix perspective and that of the production company that did it. But I don't know, it just seemed dumb to me. Like somebody said, it was stupid and disgusting. Like I said, the first few episodes were mildly entertaining, but as you got into episodes 3, 4, 5 and stuff like that, I really started to lose interest. Obviously, I went and finished the thing, but yeah, like I said, maybe I'll talk about it. I know it's time has passed, really. It would have been a better time to talk about it several weeks ago, but I'll probably do a short video about it, giving my thoughts. But basically, I just found all the people in there kind of trifling in a way. What do you think of this? I don't know. It's a bit too much. Like I said, the bestiality stuff. Never like hearing stuff like that. It's just despicable. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. It's I gotta go somewhere and spray some bleach in my eyes or something. I'm kidding. Take it easy, everybody, though. Thanks for watching.